So the music festival thing, that's always real interesting. Man, like the music festival thing is like the archaic revival. It is the way that we have always communed for thousands of years, but in this day and age, that has been, pushed to the side for industrialization and,
right.
Uniformity. And but people are like, it's like a whole huge undercurrent.
Yeah. Well, one thing I've always been, and just, it's a personal belief, so this, what I'm saying is just opinion. But I've always thought that, when I was growing up, I was really into the Flower Child generation. I'm a huge fan of Pink Floyd. I love The Doors. I love Janis Joplin. I'm a huge Hendrix fan.
Yeah.
But, and my thing was, when I was growing up, I said, man, wouldn't it have been cool to go to Woodstock?
Oh, fuck yeah,
But I feel like sometimes I'm a bit luckier because right now, the generation that I'm living in,
even better.
This is what I said. Okay, so Woodstock happened once, and after that they tried again, and it wasn't quite the same thing. But the actual '69 Woodstock, the whole embodiment of that happened once.
Yeah. But that was the original.
Right.
That's what makes it most famous. Is that was the original, super huge, large, spontaneous gathering.
Right.
And so
it was more important than music.
It was the first. That's right. That's why it's like hailed in all of history, burned in stone.
But now you've got Tomorrowland, Tomorrow World. You've got
the Organ Eclipse,
Electric Daisy Carnival.
Yeah.
So some of these festivals, man.
Burning Man.
Burning Man is something I've always wanted to do.
I know, me too.
Oh man, that would be
one day.
Else.
You can go.
Maybe we can go together one day. Go make a life out in the desert for a little bit.
Yeah,
that'd be something else, man. But no, that's one thing I like is, obviously things are different. It's not the same generation, it's not the same music, but the same principles apply.
Yeah.
That's one thing I've always liked about it is that we live in I myself, not so personally, but we live in a generation. Everybody thought the hippies were the big one, but in all honesty, it seems like nowadays the community that surrounds electronic dance music and that whole music festival scene, the dubstep scene, if you will, it happens on a more frequent basis, like we were discussing earlier. These festivals, they still happen in a pretty big fashion, and they happen often now.
Yeah,
they've got their own.
Oh,
scene.
They're all over the place.
Oh yeah,
they're all over the place, and so many people are in it, young and old, and the whole wide range. You were telling me there was like MILFs there and stuff.
Oh yeah. well, that was one thing. Again, also, and definitely speaking from personal experiences. The scene, I meet a lot of people. It's a really friendly scene, and what got me into it originally more than the music was, I'd come from the metal and the hard rock scene, and I'd go out to these shows, these electronic shows, and everybody there is friendly. Everybody wants to make friends. Everybody's nice to each other, whether you're on drugs or you're not on drugs.
Yeah, all psychedelics, entheogens.
Everybody's accepting. Everybody knows when you go out to those shows, you might meet somebody who's anti-drug, doesn't do anything, and they got more energy than anybody there. They're going the craziest.
Yeah, they're just feeding off everybody else's energy.
Right, and then we have what we call the wooks. Wook. You ever heard of that phrase?
No.
You ever heard the phrase woke?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it's the past tense of woke. It's called a wook. And basically what they are is they're the modern hippies. They're the guys that you see who goes to every one of these festivals and they like to snort ketamine and they like to fucking eat whole sheets of acid and shit. Yeah. Well, those are really predominant now. I've got nothing against them, man. I truly believe that everybody lives their life the way they want to live it. So I got nothing against it, but they're more predominant now. But the thing is, you go to these shows and, you know, you meet all these wooks, you meet these people who just have dreads and they just travel the show. You know, the modern deadheads, basically.
Yeah.
And then,
what do you think about those people?
The Grateful Dead.
Well, that's the thing, you know. That's the person on your left at these shows.
Yeah.
The person on your right, you go, hey, man, what's your name? Where you from? You know, what do you do? And you find out
Who he is.
Yeah, you find out the dude on your left he just goes to shows and does drugs, and, you know, he's all about that life. And then the guy on your right, who's going just as crazy as you two are, he's a lawyer.
Crazy, man.
Damn.
That's one thing that I really respect about this music scene, is that you never know who you're gonna meet. You know, when I went to
There's all
Lost,
people who are like want to be communal and tribal, you know, like they want to be a part of humanity and the human race. They don't care about status and
right.
You know, they want to.
Some people just love their music and they don't give a fuck what anybody
They
else
want to
thinks.
temporarily suspend their name and who they are and what they are.